how to solve worded problems for multiplication and division. Just a general guide to remember is to make sure we read the question, read it again to understand it, think through the problem, highlight the keywords which may help us. Once we've worked out what to do and we've highlighted the keywords, then we can solve the problem, and then we need to check. Now, there's a big flashing box here which is be careful with the vocabulary. So the vocabulary here that I've highlighted can help you solve the problem, but you still need to work out what the problem says. You can't just find the keyword and go, oh, it must be this or it must be that. You've got to kind of work out what the problem is asking you to do. So if you're struggling what to do, you can use the bar method. You can highlight keywords, as we said. Really good way is to imagine the situation as a real life problem or story. And a really good little tip is the last keyword you see is often the last operation that you need to complete or the really important thing you need to do. Let's look at the keywords. So multiplication is associated with together at total. Now those two words can also mean add, but they mean we normally do multiply when we've got more than two items. So if we were to buy, say, a tennis ball that cost 20p and we bought two of them, we could do 20 add 20. But if we bought 15 tennis balls at 20p each, then we would do multiply to find the total or how much they cost altogether. Division. If we're finding one of something, so let's say we have 6 pencils cost 12p, how much does one pencil cost? Then we would do division. We do 12 divided by 6 is 2, or how much do they cost each? It's the same operation. And remember, equal sharing is to do with division. You might see the word equally or the word share, and that will give you a clue that it's going to involve division. You do need to be careful with the word each. It doesn't always mean divide, depends how the question's written, and when I show you an example, I'll show you how sometimes it shows that you've really got to read the question to work out what to do. So let's have a look at a few questions. Cinema tickets cost £3.65 each. So we've got the word each. Hannah buys 4 tickets. How much does Hannah pay in total? So we've got the word each, but we've also got the word total, and the key word here is total. So I'm going to read it again just to check. Cinema tickets cost £3.65 each. Hannah buys 4 tickets. How much does Hannah pay in total? So what we need to do is do £3.65 times 4, because we've got 4 tickets. So we're just going to do normal short multiplication. It's important to show your workings, even if there's not one of those boxes that says show your working. So I've done my short multiplication, quick check. So I'm happy that the answer is £14.60. So the key word there was total, and that could have said how much does Hannah pay altogether. Moving on, let's look at another one. A group of friends earn £152 by washing cars. They share the money equally. How much does each friend earn? Right, let's say I'm not sure what to do. Let's look at our strategies. Let's try this one. Use the bar method. So I'm going to draw a bar, which is all the money. Imagine all the money lined up. £152 of it. And we've got our 4 friends. And they get to share the money equally. There we go. So there's the first person, second person, third person, the fourth person. So if we're sharing things equally, we're going to do division. And it says how much does each. Now this could say how much money does one of the friends earn. So each and one can be used sometimes interchangeably. So we're going to do 152 divided by 4. And again, we're going to show our workings using the arithmetic methods that we know. So each friend earns £38. Right, now let's look at a question where it's not completely obvious what the operation is, and we need to read the question really carefully and work out what it's asking us to do. Sarah's cat eats one tin of cat food each day. How much does it cost to feed Sarah's cat for 7 days? So we've got a picture here showing that cat food is 35p for a tin. So we've got our 7 days, and every day has a tin of cat food, so it's 35, 35, 35, and so on. So it's going to be 7 lots of 35. There's no keyword that says altogether or total, but by reading the question we can see that every day the cat is eating a tin of cat food that costs 35p. So, and how much does it cost for 7 days? It's going to be 35 times 7. Watch how I'm checking each question. So we've got 245 pence. Ask for the answer in pounds. So it's £2.45. Okay, finally we're going to look at a more challenging question, and this involves more than one operation. So lots of worded problems involve you doing more than one thing. Amina posts 3 large letters. The postage costs the same for each letter. So that's key that it says it's the same. She pays with a £20 note. Her change is £14.96. What is the cost of posting 1 letter? And you'll notice that's in bold, so that's going to be a really important word. It's also the last keyword as well. Right, so what do we need to do here? So let's just think about this through as a little bit of a story. So Amina is posting 3 large letters. So she's gone into the post office and she's got her 3 large letters and she needs to get the stamps or the postage, and she gives the shopkeeper £20. She gets back £14.96. So what I'm doing here is I'm talking through the question to work out what the scenario is, what the situation is. So if she gets back £14.96, if we do £20, take away £14.96, we will work out how much the postage costs in total. So I'm going to do that first. So I can't work out how much it costs to post 1 letter until I know how much the actual total postage costs for all 3 letters. And that word there, change, tells me it's take away. So I'm going to do my takeaway first. So my total postage is £5.04. Right, now I think it's divided, but I'm not sure. So I'm going to draw a bar to help me. Here is my total cost, £5.04p. And I've got 3 letters, and each cost is the same. So to work out the cost of 1, I need to do £5.04p divided by 3. And my last little vocabulary here is how much is 1 letter. So I've got £1.68, just quick check. Yep. So the cost of posting 1 letter is £1.68. So that's my guide to solving worded problems for multiplication and division. Quick recap: read the question, read it again, work out the problem, use keywords to help you identify the operations you need to do, but remember you've got to think about the problem and work out what it's asking you, solve the problem and then check, highlight keywords if you're struggling what to do. Again, use the bar method, and often the last thing that you do will be the last keyword that you see, so that could be a good hint. And imagine the problem as a real life situation or a story.